Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Massa Tutorials. Please do all to subscribe to this channel. Alright, today we are still continuing with our tutorial section, which is we are doing Novdec Wasi Remedial. So Novdec 2022. This year's what? Novdec, right? We are dealing with core mathematics. That's the general math for everybody, right? So now we are starting with the objective test, which says question one: arrange the following fractions in ascending order. Arrange the following fractions in ascending order. So I'll be solving the first 10 questions, first 10, till the time we get to the 50th question, right? There's 50 questions for the general mathematics. If and only if you are in S.H.S. Yeah, if you're about to write a WASI, you have to solve 50 objective questions. So let's begin. So objective test, you can locate this question under real number system. Real number system. That's Form 1, S.H.S 1. So S.H.S 1, you do a topic called what? Real number system. So arrange the following fractions in ascending order. Ascending order means what? From the lowest to what? To the highest. So we have 34th, 35th, 2/3, right? Similar question appeared in the BC this year, right? Basic Education Certificate Examination. So now we can choose to what? To convert each fraction to what? Percentage. We can choose to convert each fraction to percentage, right? To percentage. Then we compare, right? Or you can change each fraction to decimal fraction, right? Then you compare their decimals. Or you can find for the LCM, then you can proceed with that, right? So now let's change each fraction to percentage. We are dealing with S.H.S questions, so calculator is allowed, right? So this is my calculator, Casio, right? So I change 3/4 to percentage. So I multiply that by 100. So 4 into itself, 1 into 125. 3, we have what? 3 times 25. 3, 5, 15. Carry 1, 3, 2, 6 plus 1, 75. So I have mine 75%, right? Then we have 3/5 also converted to 100. So 5 here, 1 into 100, 20. So I have 3 times 20, which is 60%. Then we have 2/3 times 100. Now let's see, 3 cannot go into 100 exactly, right? So we get this. We get multiplication of fractions. So we multiply the numerators, then we multiply what? The denominators. We do not find the LCM for multiplication. So I get 2 times 100 all on 3 times what? 1. So I get 200 divided by what? 3. That must be in what? Percent. So now let's see, 200 divided by 3, I get my what? 66.6, let's say 67%. I've rounded that to what? 2 decimal places. So 66.6%, 67%. So now they are saying that arrange it in what? Ascending order. Ascending order means what? From the lowest to what? To the highest. They said arrange this fraction. They didn't tell you to arrange these fractions, this percentage here, right? So now, how do we go about it? Let's see the smallest percentage here. So which is what? 60%, right? So 60% goes with what? 3/5. So we can say that hence in ascending order, we have what? 3/5, which comes first because it's the smallest. Then 66.67%, which is what? 2/3. Then 75%, which is what? 3/4. So we have this. So in ascending order, we have 3/5, 2/3, then 3/4. So let's see our possible answer for this. Our possible answer is we have 3/5, 2/3, then 3/4, which is what? Option A. Option A. Option A for apple. Option A for apple. So that's how we do it. We do the conversion, right? Okay. So watch it carefully. So now our second question, which is what? Find the product of 243 base 5 and 14 base 5. Find the product of 243 base 5 and 14 base 5. So let's see. Solution. So this one, we have this question under numeration system. That's number basis. Numeration system. That's number basis. So let's say this one too. That's a Form 1 topic. Numeration system. Number basis. Right. So now product means we multiply. So we have 243. 243 base 5. Then we multiply that by what? 14 base 5. 14 base 5. So now let's see. Now 4 times 3, which is what? 12. Right? 4 times 3 is 12. Alright, so let's continue. 243 base 5 times 14 base 5. So 4 times 3 we get what? 12. Now 12 is in base 10. Right? But here we are dealing with what? Base 5. So we have to convert what? 12 to what? To base 5. Now 12, we are saying that 12 is in base 10. So how can you convert base 10 numeral to base 5 numeral? This one you can use what? The division approach, right? Or 5 will go into 12 how many times? 5 can go into 12 how many times? 5, 1, 5, 5, 2, what? 10. So 5, 2, 10. Remember 2, right? So 5 will go into 12 how many times? 2 times. Remember 2, right? So this time around, we combine it, then we get what? 2, 2 b is what? 5, right? 2, 2b is what? 5. So 2, 2b is 5, which means I write what? Mine 2, then I carry what? Another 2, right? Or you can better still do it like this. You can do it like this. 12 base 10 to base 5. You can write your base numeral, then your remainder here, right? So your base here is 5, then your numeral is what? 12. So 5 goes into 12 how many times? 2 times. Remainder 2, right? Then here, can 5 go into 2? No. So we drop 0, then we drop this one, 2, remainder 2. So we read from what? Down to what? To the top, right? So we get 2, 2. So which means what? 12 base 10 is equal to what? 2, 2b is what? 5, which is the same thing as what we had, right? So we get, write what? 2, carry what? 2. The same thing, 4 times 4 is what? 16. 16 plus 2, we get what? 18. So 18 divided by 5. So 5 will go into 18 how many times? 3 times, which means 5, 3 what? 15. So 3 times. Remember 3, right? So 15 plus 3 gets 18. So this time around we have 3, 3, right? So we have 3, 3. So write our 3, carry another 3, right? So 4 times 2 we get what? 8. 8 plus 3 we get what? 11. 11 is in base 10, right? But we want that in base 5, so we divide by 5, right? So 5 goes into 11 how many times? 2 times. Remember 1. So we have 2, 1. So we write our what? 1. Write our 2, 1, the whole of the 2, 1, because we've exhausted all our numbers here. So we write all the 2, 1. So I claim this number 7, right? So now 1 times 3 is what? 3. Now 3 is in base 10, but here it's in base 5, right? Aha. So since the number is less than the base, our answer is still what? The number, right? Because 3 base 10, 3 base 10, 2 base 5, 2 base 5. Let's see. base, number, then remainder, right? So our base is what? 5, then 3. Can 5 go into 3? No. So 0, then 3. So you can see that still the answer is what? 3. The answer is 3. So now I'll write my what? My 3 beneath this 1. Right. So now let's go. 1 times 4 is what? 4. 1 times 2 is what? 2. Right. So we have this. Alright. So now if we are done, we can what? We can add. So now let's see. Here is 0. So 2 plus 0 is what? 2. Don't forget, still we are dealing in B is what? 5. So 2 plus 0 is what? 2. The number is less than the B. So still we write what? Our 2. Right. So still in B is 5. Then 3 plus 3 is what? 6. 6 is greater than base 5, right? So 6 is in base 10. But this time around, our number base 10, the number which is in base 10 is greater than base 5. So we can write it down. So what we do? We have to convert it to what? Base 5. So we divide 6 by 5. Now 5 goes into 6 what? 1. Remember 1. Right? Because 5 times 1 is 5. Then remember 1. So now we have 1, 1 here. So we write our 1, carry what? 1. 4 plus 1 is what? 5. 5 plus 1 is what? 6. And 6 in base what? If you convert 6 base 10 to base 5, you get what? 1, 1. So we still write our 1, carry what? 1. Now 2 plus 2, 4 plus 1 is what? 5. Now 5 base 10, you convert that to base 10. Let's see. 5 divided by 5 is what? 1. Remainder 0. So we have our 1, 0. So we write 1, 0, which is very, very trivial. Very, very simple. So our answer in base 5 is what? 1, 0, 1, 1, 2 base what? 5. 1, 0, 1, 1, 2 base 5. Remember that base 5 numerals, it starts from what? 0, 1, 2, 3, then up to what? 4. There is no 6, there is no 7. Base 5 numerals are 0 to what? 4. And if you count the numbers, you get 5 numerals inside, right? Alright, so thank you. Watch it carefully. So we have this. Given that 1/3 times 27 exponent y is equal to 9 exponent 2y, we said we should find for y. Find for the variable y. Again, given that 1/3 times 27 to the power y equals 9 to the power 2y is equal to 9 exponent 2y. Find y. Find y. Oh, sorry. For the question 2, I didn't give you the option. 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 So now watch. Sorry for that. So we have option. This one 11102 is 5. Then we have 10102 is 5. Then we have 11012 is 5. Then we have 10112 is 5. So kindly check. I think it will be 10112 is 5. That's option D. Option D. So kindly check them. You compare your answers. Sorry for that. So now let's see. This one is indices, right? Indices. Indices. We can do it in form 2, right? Form 2. So now let's see. So I have 1/3 times 27 to the power y equals 9 to the power 2y. Instead, you should find for this exponent y. So now, this 1/3, right? I can better still write it as a base of 3, which is 3 to the power what? -1, right? 3 to the power -1. Now, the base is what? 3, and the exponent is what? -1. So I can write it as that. Then times, now this 27, I can change it to a base of what? 3, right? Now 27, which means 3 to the power what? 3, right? Because 3 times 3 is 9 times another 3, which is what? 27. So now, all to the power what? Y, right? Because we have this y here, so it must what affects that. Then equals this 9. I can change it to a base of what? 3. So now I get 3 to the power what? 2. Then we have another exponent which is what? 2y. 2y. Right. So now let's see. So I have these guys there. So I have 3 exponent negative 1 times. Now they are multiplying, they are not adding. So 3 times y, I get what? 3y, which must be equal to the same thing applies to this 2 times 2y, which is what? 4y. So I have this. Now 3 exponent negative 1 times 3 exponent what? 3y, which must be equal to 3 exponent what? 4y. They have the same base here, right? And they are what? Multiplying. So what do? We add the exponent. So I get 3 to the power what? Negative 1 plus 3y as that, which must be equal to 3 exponent 4y. I believe you are following. So now let's continue. 3 exponent negative 1 plus 3y equals 3 exponent 4y. Now, they have the same base and they are what? And they are equating. So what can we do? We can equate what? The exponent. So I have negative 1 plus 3y, which must be equal to 4y. Right. So we can group like them since we are looking for what? Y. So negative 1 equals 4y minus 3y. So negative 1 equals what? Y. So therefore I can say that y equals what? Negative 1. So now this one is option C. Option C. Option C. All right, let's see this question. Question 4. Given that set M, which is what? X is a member of the natural numbers such that X must be greater than what? 3. And set N equals X is a member of the natural numbers N such that X must be less than 7. Find M intersection M. Again, given that set M, given that set M equals what? X is a member or X is an element of these natural numbers such that this X must be greater than what? 3. So they've given you the restriction for the X where X can take up to 2 and N equals what? X is an element of these natural numbers N such that X must be less than what? 7. Find M intersection N. So now here, we have positive natural numbers here, right? So positive natural numbers. Let's take to our positive natural numbers because we have positive and negative natural numbers. But this time around, let's take to positive natural numbers here. So I have my set M. How can I list this set M? So this one is a Form 1 topic, which is what? Sets and operations on what? Sets. So now, they've given you what? A set builder notation. So you have to what? Use the set builder notation to what? To list the elements or to list the members or to list the components or to list the objects of this set M. So now let's see. So now since they are saying that X is greater than 3 and elements greater than 3 are what? They start from 4 moving to 5, 6, 7, 8, then they proceed to infinity, right? Then when you come to set N, since I said let's stick to a positive natural numbers here. So now we don't move to our negative area, right? So 0 is neither positive nor negative. So kindly take note of that. 0 is neither positive nor negative. 0 is 0. So set N equals X is a member of this natural numbers N. When such that what? X must be less than 7. So if X is less than 7, then where can I start? Okay, I can start from, let's say, 1 here, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then my 6, because they said it should be less than 7. So now, how do I find for my M intersection N? If you want to find for M intersection means what? the elements that appears in what? Both sets. So the elements which appears in both sets are what? The elements which we can see them here in sets M, then sets N. So what are the elements? We have 4, 5, then what? 6. So I have 4, 5, then 6. So that's M intersection N, which moves to what? Option B for boy. Option B for boy. Option B for boy. All right, so now see this question. Question 5. Evaluate 16 exponent 3 on 2 plus log of 0.0001 base 10 plus log of 32 base 2. That's logarithm. Logarithm. Form 2 topic. Logarithm. Evaluate 16 exponent 3 on 2 plus log base 10 of what? 0.0001 plus log base 2 of what? 32. So how best can we solve this question here? How best can we solve this question here? So now, let's see. Let's see how we can solve this question. So now I have my 16 exponents, let's say 33 on 2, sorry, then plus log. Now 0.0001, I can write it as what? 1 over what? 1000. We can change the decimal fraction to what? Common fraction. Don't forget. Change the decimal fraction to common fraction, which is in base what? 10 plus. Now log base 2. Now this 32, I can change it to as a base of what? 2. As a base of 2, which means 2 to the power what? 5. This guy, 2 to the power 5. 2 to the power 5. So I have it as that. 2 to the power 5. And you all know that 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2, we get 8. 8 times 2, 16. 16 times 2, which is what? 32. Right. So now we have this. All right. So better still again here. This guy, I can change it to, let's say, as a base of what? 2. So as a base of 2. So I get 2 exponents, which is what? 4. Because 2 times 2 times 2, then times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Then times 2, 8. 8 times 2, 16. Then all exponents what? 3 on what? 2. Then plus. Now, this guy, let's see something here. Now they are what? They are dividing, right? Base 10. So we can what? Subtract. That's the laws of indices. If you have something like that, log of x divided by y base 10 is equal to what? Log of x base 10 minus log of y base 10. Don't forget this law. Log of x divided by y, or log of x on y base 10 must be equal to what? Log of x base 10 minus log of y base 10. So the same idea, we are using it there. So we get what? We have log of 1 base 10 minus log of 1000 base 10. Then I have plus. Now, with log of 2 exponent 5 base 2. Now, don't forget this law. Log of x exponent n base, let's say, base 10 is equal to what? This n comes down, which means it multiplies the whole of this log x base 10. So I get what? N log of x base what? 10. So this property, that's the same law we are using there. So it means that I get what? 5 log 2 base what? 2. So 5 log 2 base 2. All right. So now I have what? We can say that 2 exponent 4. It is multiplying. Exponents, they are multiplying here. So 4 times what? 3 on 2. Then I have plus. Now log 1 base 10. What's the answer? Watch here. I want log 1 base 10. You can punch on your calculator. Log 1 base 10. Which is what? 0. Let's see why it is 0. Log 1 base 10. So I'm going to find for x. You can change this log towards indices. which means I have this number 1 equals this base, raise this x. So I get 10 exponent what? X. So 1 equals 10 exponent x. So I have it as 1 equals 10 exponent x. This one I can change it to what? A base of 10, which means 10 exponent what? 0 equals 10 exponent what? X. They cancel out, so I equate. Since the base they are what? Equating. So I get x equals what? 0. So now I have it as log of 1 base 10 equals what? 0 minus. Now this 1000, I can change it as a base of what? 10. Watch here. I get log of 10 exponent 3, which means 10 times 10 times 10. I get 1000, then base 10 plus 5, then log 2 base 2. Log 2 base 2, you all know that it is what? 1, right? You all know that it is 1, which means you can change and watch. Log 2 base 2 equals x. Change it to indices. We get this 2 equals what? This 2 raised, so 2 to the power x. Now this 2 is to the power what? 1. So they have the same base and they are what? Equating. What do? Equate the exponent. So we get x equals 1. So x equals 1. So now let's proceed. So now here this one cancels, so I get 2. 2 times 3 is what? 6. So I get 2 exponent what? 6. Then plus minus 0 minus, now this guy comes down, so 3. Then log, I get what? Log 10 base 10. Then log 10 base 10, you all know that is what? 1. Because log 2 base 2 is what? 1. So I get plus 5 times 1 is what? 5. So I have 2 exponent 6. Then forget about the 0. Or you let's write it plus 0 minus 3 times 1 is 3, then plus 5. So I have this. I have 2 exponent 6, which means what? 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one gives 8. This one too gives 8. So we get 64. 64. So I have my 64 minus 3 plus what? 5. So 64 minus 3 plus 5, which is what? 66. 66. Which is 66. So now we have option A as the answer. Option A as the answer. Option A as the answer. So which is very, very simple and very, very trivial here. Alright, so let's see something here. Let's see something here. Now here I didn't check the decimal places here. How many decimal places? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's supposed to be 10,000. Supposed to be 10,000. 10,000. So 10,000. So which means I'll get 10 to the power what? 4. 10 to the power 4. Then here will be what? 4. Right. So here 4. 4. Then here 4. 4. So I get 64 minus 4. Minus 4 plus 5, which is 65. 65. So the answer is not 66, it's 65. 65, which is option B. Option B. Option B. Option B. So if you are doing something like this, you have to open your eyes very well. Right? You get 1, 2, 3, 4. So which is 10,000. Right? 10,000. So the number of zero is what? The number of zeros is 4. The number of zeros is 4. So 10,000. So that's the correction. So option B at 65. Kindly watch it very carefully. Alright, so now let's see question 6. If 3x plus 2y, 3x plus 4y equals 3 to 5, find x to y. So we have a proportional question here, right? Proportion is an equation which makes what? 2 ratio being what? Equal, right? So this one is a ratio. So it involves what? An equal sign. So it becomes what? An equation. So if 3x plus 2y is to 3x plus 4y equals 3 to 5, find x to y. So we have as 3x plus 2y to 3x plus 4y equals 3 to 5. So now we can use extreme, then we can use our mean. So our mean. So extreme. So it means that this 3x plus 2y, this expression multiplies 5. So I have 3x plus 2y multiplying 5. Then I equate it to what? 3 multiplying what? 3x plus 4y. Right? Or better still, you can change this one to fraction, which means if I have x to y, I can write it as well, x on y, which means x over y. If I have y to x, I can write it as well, y on x, which means y over x. So the same thing. If you don't want to use this using proportion, you can go by the fractional approach. So now let's see. So I can multiply through by 5. So the same thing. So 5 times 3x, we get 15x plus 5 2 10y equals 9x, then plus what? 12y. So we have this. So they said we should find x to y. So now we group like 10. So I have 15x minus 9x equals 12y minus 10y. So 15x minus 9x, we get 6x, right? We get 6x equals 12y minus 10y, we get what? 2y. Now, the question says we should find for what? X to y, which means x over y, right? So x over y, then what here? I have x, 6x equals 2y. So 6x, I can divide here by what? 6, which must be equal to 2y divided by 6, so that this one cancels that, right? So I get my x being equal to, now this here 1 into this one 3, so I get 1 over 3 what? Y here. Or I can say that I'll get y over what? 3. So I have x equals y over 3, right? So but I want x over what? Y. X over y, which will give me x is to y. So now if I want x over y, then why won't I multiply here by what? 1 over y times x equals y over 3 times 1 over y. So I multiply both sides by what? 1 on y, 1 on y, 1 on y. So that this guy cancels that, right? So I still have my 1 over y times x over 1, right? So equals, that's 1 over what? 3. Now multiplication of fractions, so I get x over y equals 1 over 3, right? So we can say that x equals what? 1, then y equals what? 3. So I can say that x to y equals 1, 2, 3. X to y equals 1, 2, 3. So which is option D. Option D. Option D. Option D. Option D. Alright, so simplify 2 over x plus 1 minus 3 over x equals 3 on 2. So they said we should simplify. Now, if you check the possible answers here, they want us to leave our answer in quadratic equations here. Quadratic equation. So now, let's see. So I have 2 on what? X plus 1 minus 3 on what? X equals 3 on what? 2, right? So now what will be our LCM here? So we can say that our LCM will be the whole of this guys here, which is 2 multiplying x multiplying that. So I get 2x multiplying x plus 1. So I have this. So 2 times x, then times x plus 1 as that, right? I'm doing it like this for somebody to understand, right? So now here, x plus 1 takes the whole of that. So I get what? 2 times x, which is 2x, right? So 2x multiplies 2. So I have my 2x multiplying what? 2. Then minus x takes away that, right? Don't forget that the minus affects the whole of that. So x takes away that. So it's left with what? 2 times this guy. So I have 2 times x plus 1. Then you multiply what? 3, right? So equals now 2 takes away that. So I'm left with what? X times x plus 1. So x times what? X plus 1. Then times, let's say, 3. So here, let me bring times my 3 here. Right. So now I forget about the LCM now, then I concentrate here. So 2x times 2, I get what? 4x, right? Then minus 3 times 2, I get what? 6 times my x plus 1 equals 3 times x, I get 3x times my x plus 1, right? So now I have my 4x, right? Then minus this one, I get what? Negative 6 times x, I get negative 6x. Negative 6 times 1, negative 6 equals 3x times x, 3x squared. Then this one, I get my 3x. Right. So now here, 4x minus 6x, I get what? Negative 2x minus 6 equals 3x squared plus what? 3x. Right. So we can group like terms. So when you group like terms, the whole of this, I'm transposing the two, or I'm transferring these guys to what? To the right hand side. So I have here to be 0 equals 3x squared plus 3x, then plus 2x, then plus what? 6. So I have 3x squared. Then this guy I get what? Plus 5x, then plus 6, which must be equal to 0. So I have this as my answer. So 3x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals what? 0, which is what? Option D for dog. Option D for dog. So this one is algebraic equation, which is form 1. Algebraic equation, right? All right, so let's see. The fourth and 10th terms of an AP, that's what an arithmetic progression or a linear sequence, are 13 and 31 respectively. Find the 21st term. The fourth and 10th terms, the fourth and 10th terms of an AP are 13 and 31 respectively. Find the 21st term. Respectively means what? With respect to everything inside here, which means 13 is for what? The fourth term. 31 is for what? The 10th term. So which means what? With respectively, right? Respectively. So now let's see. So solution, I'll be cleaning as I'm doing that. So kindly watch it carefully. So now let's see. Let's see. So then we have to write for what? We have to write the nth term of an AP. The nth term. What's the nth term of an AP? Which means UN, right? Must be equal to A plus N minus 1 D, right? That's the nth term, which must be equal to A plus N minus 1D, where N is the number of terms, A is the first term, we know N is the number of terms, then D is the common difference. So the common difference between what? The second term and the first term, right? So now let's see, let's find for the fourth term. If you want to find for the fourth term, it means that where N equals what? 4. So N equals 4, I get you 4 equals A plus what? 4 minus 1 what? D, right? So wherever you see N, you substitute in 4 because they said fourth term, which means the number of terms here is what? 4 here. So we want the fourth term. So U4 must be equal to A plus 4 minus 1 is 3. And 3 is multiplying D, so I get my 3D. So this is my fourth term, which is A plus what? 3D. And they are saying that the fourth term is what? 13. So the whole of this That's u4 equals what? 13. If u4 equals 13, then I can say that what? A plus 3d is also equal to what? 13. So I get my equation 1 for that matter. Right. Then the 10th term of an AP. So I can say that my 10th term, which is n equals what? 10. So I have u10 equals a plus 10 minus 1 d. So I get u10 equals a plus 9 d. And you know that the 10th term is what? 31. So I can say that my u10 equals 31. So I have a plus 9d equals 31, which is what? Equation 2. Equation 2. So kindly watch it carefully. Equation 2. So now we'll be solving equation 1 and 2 simultaneously. We'll be solving equation 1 and 2 simultaneously. So we have solving equations 1 and 2 simultaneously. So we have this. So I have a plus 3d equals 13. Then I have a plus 9d equals 31. Right. So we have this. So we can use elimination method to do that. So elimination method to do that. So we can use elimination method. What variable are we eliminating here? So or we are eliminating what? A. So we are eliminating A. We want to get rid of what? A. We want to get rid of A. So if you want to get rid of A, you have to take note that their coefficients must be what? The same. And here in equation 1, it is 1. In equation 2, it is 1. So we can what? Subtract, because their coefficient, they are what? All plus plus. So we can subtract. So let's subtract equation 1 from equation 2. So I get equation 2 minus what? Equation 1. Why? Because we are subtracting equation 1 from equation 2. So I have a plus 9d equals 31 minus a plus what? 3d, sorry, equals 13. Right. So now we are subtracting a minus a, we get 0. Then here minus plus, we get minus, right? Because minus times positive, we get negative. So I have 9 minus 3, which is what? Plus 6d, which must be equal to, now 31 minus 13, 31 minus 13, which gives us what? 18, right? So I have my 6d equals 18. 0 plus 6d is the same thing as 6d. We want d, so we divide it on 6 on 6. So d equals what? 3. So I have my common difference, which is what? 3. Now we are left with the first term, a. So you can label this one as equation 3, right? So now as equation 3, so you can say that put equation 3 into equation, let's say 1, into equation 1. And what is equation 1? Equation 1 is a plus 3d equals 13. Equation 1 is a plus 3d equals 13, right? So I know my d, which is what? 3 equals 13. So let me clean this part. So I have a plus 3 times 3, which is 9, equals 13. So I get a equals 13 minus 9. So a must be equal to, we have 4. So 13 minus 9 gets 4. So now I know that so therefore my first term is what? 4, and my common difference is what? 13. So you can try that using the calculator. You can punch these two equations on the calculator. You can punch them on the calculator. So 1 3 13, then 1 9 31. So we have 4, then what? 3, 2, 4, then 3. So here is supposed to be 3. So 4 and 3. So 4, then 3. So it means that we are correct. So first term is 4, common difference is 3. But this time around, they didn't tell us to find for the first term and the common difference. They said we should find for what? The 21st term, right? The 21st term. So if you are finding for the 21st term, then still we are using the nth term of the AP, which is a plus n minus 1d. That's the general nth term. So now this time around, n is what? 21. If n is 21, a is what? 4, and my d is what? 3. So you can do substitution. U21 equals n, sorry, a is 4 plus n is 21 minus 1. Then common difference is 3. So U21 equals 4 plus 21 minus 1, which is 20, then times 3. So I get my U21 equals 4 plus 20 times 3, which is what? 60. So U21 equals what? 64. So we have this 64. 64, which is option A, which is option A. So that's how we solve for sequence and series. There is a form 2 topic, S.H.S 2 topic. So we have question 9. Aku is allowed a discount of 12.5% on a dress that costs $125, right? Calculate correct to the nearest dollar the amount paid for the dress. Again, Aku is allowed a discount of 12.5% on a dress that cost what? $125. Calculate correct to the nearest dollars the amount paid for the dress. So this time around we have discount, which is percentage is what? 1. Form 1 topic, S.H.S 1. So percentage is 1. So let's see. We have been given the rate of discount, which is 12.5 what? Percent. And the rate of discount is always in what? Percentage. So that means if you have a discount on an item, then that means you are fortunate, because that's reduction in price, right? That's the reduction in price of an item or of an article, right? So on a dress that cost, so we have the original price or the selling price or the actual price, so which is $125. This time around is in dollars. So calculate correct to the nearest dollar the amount paid for the dress. So they want the amount paid for the dress. They didn't tell you the amount. Find for the amount saved. Right, you want the amount paid for the dress. So how can we find for the amount paid for the dress? So we have to find for what? 12.5% on this 125 Ghana cedis. Then you subtract. So let's see. So I have to find for my discount amount. So discount amount here. Discount amount. Or first of all, you can write your preambles or your statement. You know your rate of discount. Know your rate of discount, and the rate of discount is what? 12.5%, right? And the cost price of the item, that's the dress. The cost price of the dress is what? Is $125, right? So this time around we can find for the amount or discount amount. We can find for the discount amount here. So discount amount, right? So look for the discount amount, right? The reduction in price. So that amount will be, this kind of discount amount is the amount saved, which is going into your pocket, not going to them, the company or the business entity, right? So now here, discount amount, which means 12.5% means what? 12.5 divided by 100, then multiply that by what? Our 125 what? Dollars. So our discount amount must be equal to, now this 12.5 is dividing by 100, so the point will shift to the left how many times? irrespective to the number of zeros present. So we have 1, 2, which is 1, 2. So I have 0.125 times my $125. So my discount amount, which I can call DA, right? So 0.125 times my 125, which I'll get 15.625. So $15. Then we have this one, 625. Right. So we can say that 15.625 what? Dollars. Right. $15.625. So now, how do we find for the amount paid for the dress? So this one is called the amount saved. This one is going into your packet. So if you want to find for the amount saved, we can subtract the amount going inside our packet from what the cost price. Then you get the amount you have to give to them. So amount paid. So my amount paid must be equal to what? The cost price of the item minus what? The discount amount, right? So my amount paid, which is AP, equals cost price is 125 minus 15.625. So now let's see. 125 minus, so I get 109. So I get my amount paid, which is $109.375. $109.375. But this time around, they say calculate correct to the nearest dollars. Which in mathematics you can say to the nearest whole number, right? Okay, so here to the nearest whole number. So to the nearest whole number, we check the last digit, which is 9. They are all whole numbers, right? But this side is what? Decimal numbers. So this is the last digit. That's the ones or the units. So you check this one is less than what? 5. So you cannot add 1. So then it means that the amount paid is equal to what? $109. $109, which is option B. Option B for boy. Option B for boy. All right, let's look at our last question, which is question 10. So we are solving only first 10 questions, then move to our next video, which will continue from 11 to 20. Right. So now they said make X the subject of the relation. Make X the subject of the relation. So this one is change of subject and what? Substitution. So this one too is under algebraic expression, form 1 topic. So you can see that most of the questions are what? Form 1, form 1, form 1, form 1, form 1, form 1, form 1. All right, so now let's proceed. So now I have P x plus 1 all on Q x plus 1 equals R on S. Right, so we can do cross multiplication here or cross product. So S multiplies Px plus 1 equals R multiplies Qx plus 1. Right, so now we can multiply through by what? S. Right, so I have S times Px. We get what? SPx plus x equals RQx plus R. Right. So they said we should make X the subject. So making X the subject, here we have X, here too we have X. So we can group them. So SPX then minus RQX equals, here is R, then I send minus X. We can factorize X out. So I have X out, SP minus RQ equals R minus what? X. So now what we can do, we can divide both sides by what? SP minus what? RQ. So I have X SP minus RQ divided by SP minus RQ, which must be equal to R minus S SP minus RQ. So now I have X, which is equal to R minus S all on SP minus RQ. So now let's see. R minus S, SP R minus S all over SP minus RQ. Or you can write it X equals R minus S all on what? PS minus QR. PS minus QR, which is option D. Option D for dog. Option D for dog. All right. We are done with the first 10 questions of the general mathematics paper called Mathematics Novdec 2022 solution, right? All right, so do well to subscribe to Master Tutorials where mathematics or literacy begins. See you in our next video.